Planning for retirement as an NRI in the UAE can be quite tricky. Let's find out what the amount you will need at retirement age to retire peacefully, shall we? Hello fellow Arbab, it's time to boss your money. My name's Kenneth and I've been working in audit and finance for almost 2 decades now, and all I ask from you is to like the video and subscribe to the channel. A very kind viewer hoped that my subscriber number is as much as my net worth, so please make that happen. Now, if you'd like to follow along, this site is linked in the pinned comments down below. So feel free to click on that. It's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just a direct website that you can just follow along with me. I also want to mention that before we know what we need to invest every month, and before we know how much we will have at retirement and so on and so forth, we need to have a end goal in mind first of all. We can just throw around numbers like, oh, I need $1 million, I need $10 million, I need $100,000 at retirement. But are any of those numbers actually enough? That's what we need to find out, and that's what this video is about. And by the way, next week we'll discuss about how to construct your portfolio around this number. But today, let's focus on how to actually get to a number, right? So this is called Ultimate Retirement Calculator. You can just go ahead and fill in the details as we progress. So the first thing that we need to enter is the age at the end of current year. Now, my audience in general are 25 to 45-year-olds. So I'm going to take the midpoint and say 35 years as the current age, right? Now, let's say retirement age is 65. That gives us a nice 30 years to invest and get to our goal. Life expectancy is how long do you think you would live, right? Now, this is obviously not something that any of us know. What I like to do is put a nice round figure of 100 years. And this is because we are trying to figure out how long can we sustain with our investments, right? Now, you don't want to be 95 years old and still be living and run out of money. So it's better to be conservative and say you live to 100, 110, whatever, however conservative you want to be, that's up to you. But I like a nice round 100 years as my number. The next thing is how much do you have in current savings, right? So I'm going to say we don't have anything right now just to see how the calculator works, right? If you already have savings, if you already have investments, put that number in. Now, the next thing is how much do you want as income per annum after your retirement? Now, this is very, very tricky. This is the part I was talking about in the intro when I said that it's tricky for us NRIs in the UAE because we don't know. I know I have a lot of family and friends. There's some people who want to retire back in India. There's some people who want to retire here in UAE. There's some people who want to travel the world or retire in some other country altogether, right? So this is something that you and your dependents, your spouse, need to sit and figure out where you want to retire, because that location's cost of living can have a very important role. So I've taken 3 figures here just to show you how much it can make a difference. So let's start with the number that a lot of people just throw around in YouTube videos. You need $100,000 a month, $100,000 a year to retire in income, right? $100,000 per year income to retire peacefully. So let's just say for argument's sake, $100,000. Now the next one is desired estate at death. What this basically means is how much of your portfolio, how big of a portfolio do you want to leave behind when you meet your eventual demise, right? So this could matter if you have kids, grandkids, and you want to leave them a big chunk behind, or you might not want to leave something behind. You might want to educate them to create their own wealth. That's completely up to you. Maybe you want to create a big enough portfolio to leave behind for charity. It's really up to you. But for this exercise, I'm going to do 0. And then we need to enter how much we plan to save and invest every single month. So let's say I want to save and invest $3,000 a month, right? Now, this is some annual inc is basically annual increase in that amount. So if you say 10%, it means you're saving $3,000 a month this year. From next year, it would become 3,300 and increase 10% every year. Now we're going to start this $3,000 investment at the current age, right? 35. And again, if you have some other commitments, if you have credit card debt and so on, you can create a plan around that, right? So you can say, if you are 35, you can say, I'm going to pay off everything in the next 3 years and start investing at 38. So that's why this is very helpful. And we're going to stop investing at the age of 65. Now, again, there is another small caveat here. If, let's say, you want to invest for the next 10 years, and then you want to drop the 3,000 down to, let's say, $1,000 a month or something like that, something for coast fire, right? You take a chill pill, you take a part-time job, you start a YouTube channel, whatever it might be. And that at that time, you don't want to invest so aggressively, but at the same time, you have built $3,000 per month worth of portfolio for the next 5, 10 years, whatever it is. So in that case, you can add another contribution, drop this down to 45 or so, then start at 45 and go up to 65 with $1,000 a month, whatever it is, right? It's completely personal. So that's something you can do, but here we're going to stay at $3,000 for 65 years. Now, the next thing is you're now 35, you're going to invest this till 65 aggressively, right? And so, what rate of return are you expecting on that? The S&P 500 average is 10%. If you take something like a VWRA, which is the entire global market in one single usage ETF, then that's about 9%. If you take the QQQ or XNAS, which is the NASDAQ 100, that's about 12 to 14%. This again comes down to how aggressive you want to be, how conservative you want to be. I like to calculate it based on 8%. You can do 10% if you believe it's going to continue at that rate. But as I said, this is just all about explaining to you how it works, right? So you can plug in your own numbers. The next point is, this is when you go extremely less aggressive, right? You're going to turn off your aggressive meter all the way down to zero. You might have it in bonds, you might have it in money market funds, you might have it in fixed deposits, and so on. So in that case, we're going to save 5% after you reach your retirement, where you actually, by the time you turn 50, 55, you will slowly start reducing your equity exposure and making it more conservative of a portfolio. But again, for this exercise, this is what we're going to do, 8% and 5%. Taxation that you will expect to pay at the time of retirement. So if you are in India and you have income coming in that's above the zero limit threshold, then you will be paying some tax. Again, it matters where you retire and so on. So put in that figure if you expect a tax during retirement. If you are in India, you might have some. If you are in UAE, you might have some. Hopefully not, but yeah. And then the average estimated annual inflation rate. Now, again, this is something that is highly debated. In US, it's 2 to 3%, sometimes 4%. In India, it's more like 6 to 7%. So it does matter where you are going to retire. But let's say 3% for this example. Now, this part is a little bit advanced. So it says advanced spending inflation adjustment, right? Every X number of years of retirement, reduce my income need by 25%. So what this means is, the older you get, you're probably not going to spend as much. Let's say you retire at 65, you have the energy to travel the world, you have the energy to go for weddings, you have the energy to go on a staycation, whatever it might be. You might want to visit your kids and grandkids, whatever it might be, right? But then as you get to 75, 85, 95, you're probably going to start staying at home a lot more. So you could do this, reduce your monthly income need as you get older, but I'm going to say don't reduce it at all. You can add any one-time lump sum payments if you want to add that to your investment. So to your expense even. So you could have, let's say, your end of service benefits if you've been working for a long time, right? 15, 20 years in UAE, your gratuity is going to be pretty chunky. So you could add that. You purchase a house, you sell a house, whatever it is. So if you have one lump sum uh, item, you could enter that here. We are going to leave it blank for now. And then we have post retirement income stream. So you might have a PF back home that you're expecting to come. You might have some dividend income coming in. You might have some residential property where you can collect rents. Whatever it is, you might have some other income, right? Or you can have a part-time job or whatever, some consultancy gig or something. So input all your income that you're expecting during retirement, and then hit calculate. So now this is still scenario one, right? $100,000 per year during retirement. So what we have saved right now, that portfolio is going to be worth 3.8 million. But what we need based on the parameters that we've set is going to be $6 million. So that's what you need, right? So now you can go back and tweak it, right? So this is roughly double of what we've invested, right? So if you can invest $6,000, that should cover up the difference, right? It's as simple as that. And that's why this exercise is so important. Knowing where you want to be will let you tweak, right? Can you live off of less than $100,000? And by the way, one important thing I forgot to mention, this $100,000 is today's money. The inflation is calculated by the calculator down here. We've set inflation at 3%. So that's where it is differing, right? So I can show you if I do 4%, it will jump from 7 and 6 to 7 and 9. So you need a lot more if there is just 1% more in inflation, right? So let's go back to 3%. And as per this calculation, I now know that I will need to invest $6,000 in today's money to achieve $100,000 in today's money at the time of retirement, inflation adjusted, right? So that's how it works. Now let's look at scenario two. What if we want to retire in UAE, right? Let's say you want to retire in UAE. Let's say you can, and again, another thing that you need to calculate when you calculate, that's why I said this is very important, right? This is probably the most important field that you're going to think about before you do this calculator. So the income you need at retirement will not be equal to the income you need now to handle your expenses now. Why? Because by the time you retire, you probably will have a fully paid off house that you own. You might already have ancestral property, but you're not living there and you're renting a house in UAE, right? You will also be done with your kids' school, your kids' college, your kids' marriage, whatever it is that can be an expense today might not be an expense tomorrow. You might also be spending a lot in fuel working in UAE, driving up and down to work every day. But when you're retired, probably won't. That will then bring down things like your car service, the type of car that you need, and so on, right? So you need to figure out exactly how much you would need today, but without all these expenses. Just the basics that you need, and then add your miscellaneous. If you'd like to travel, add that. If you'd like to buy cars, if that's your passion, right, then add that. But don't think that today's expenses are going to be the same as your retirement expenses. That's the point I'm trying to make. So coming back to what I was saying, this $100,000 was just a random figure, right? Realistically, if you were to, you and your spouse, two people at retirement, how much would you need to live in UAE? I think 12K is a decent amount to shoot for. But again, it might depend on your lifestyle, what you like to spend on, what you like to buy, and so on. But 12K a month translates to $40,000 per year. So let's say we go to 40,000. I'm not going to change any of the other things because this amount, the $6,000, is just again a random figure that I threw out. Put in your figure, but we can see what we will need saved to achieve $40,000 in retirement income. So as you can see, if it is $40,000, all you need for retirement is $2.4 million. Now this sounds like a big amount again, but in my last video, I showed you how something that sounds big may not genuinely necessarily be that big. It can be achievable. If you can afford to invest $6,000, that's great. You will have 7.7 million. But I know that a lot of people can't, right? But to get to 2.4 million, how much do you need to invest today? That's what we'll be looking at next week. But now let's go back and see what happens if you want to retire in India. If you want to retire in India, I would say a monthly income of 1.2 lakhs in today's money should be sufficient in India. 1.2 lakhs INR translates to only $15,000 per annum in retirement income required. If we hit calculate here, you can see that all you need is $900,000. So the point of all of this is plug in your numbers so you get this figure of not the left figure, not the 7 million figure. We need this figure, 900,000, 2.4 million, 6 million, 7 million, whatever your figure is. That is the ultimate starting point. Because when you have that figure and you know how long you need to work to get to that figure, in other words, I am 36 years old. I need to get to $900,000 by the time I reach 65 years. That's 29 years. How much do I need to invest today? And where do I need to invest today so that I could probably reach that 900,000 by the time I turn 65? That's the idea. Now watch one of these two videos next. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yalla Arbab, now go boss your money.